Hey guys, welcome back to Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, we are talking accessories. We're going to go to free-to-play ways to obtain them, what they actually give you, and then I'm also going to go into the Hall of Illusions and show you my team. Whoop, wrong spot. The Hall of Illusions and show you my team for the floor 80 clear, and talk about some other teams that I have seen people use, because this is a place where we are going to get a guaranteed LR accessory, which is for most people going to be your first one. So really nice if you can get this. It is going to be a random one, and I will pop my chest at the end of this video as well and show you guys that one. Oh, and also before we get into it, we did get a new code as well. As always, copy that, go to the blower, jump over here. It's another shit one, so I'm really hoping tomorrow is the 12th day of the 12 days of redemption codes. I'm really hoping that the next one is a good one. Otherwise, it's kind of a little bit sad, but that is the code there. It's BCM 11 Midnight Stars. I'll leave that in the pinned comment and the description if you want to copy paste it, but that is the code. Confirm. Happy days. We go over to our mail and boom, we get ourselves 10 of the gold potions, which is really not worth the exchanging of the code, but hey, if you got some spare time, go ahead and do it. So let's talk about the accessories first of all. So if we jump over into accessories, they are actually quite valuable. I'll show you one of my best ones here at the moment, and that is over on my Julius. It's an attacker one. It is UR, and you can see it's at +8. Its core stat is defense at 23%, which is a really solid stats. Now you can also get crit resistance in this spot. Over here on the ring, you can get crit damage, crit rate. Over here, you can get defense and crit damage. I believe that one was on the earrings. Let's take a look. Yeah, crit damage. So those are the stats you can get here. I still, even though like in these lower tiers in the SSRs, I still like putting defense even on my attackers, because it just gives me that little bit of extra chunkiness, whereas the crit damage, when my characters aren't built up too well, having 2% crit damage isn't really that important, especially when I consider the fact that, you know, my crit rates are pretty low when I'm at 26.7%. So I'd rather get guaranteed stats on the defense on this one, but that is just me personally. But like I said, these things can give massive stats, because if you look at this one, now these have not been enchanted. I have not enchanted my substats here, and I'm getting 363 on magic attack as a flat stat increase. When we compare that to the big pieces, we're only getting 121 here. We got 82 on the flat attack. We got 119. So when we look at the actual stat value of these substats, it's really quite nice over here on a UR compared to even LRs over here. Now, the funny thing is that some of these, if they have like a crit value on their substat, it's actually quite low, which is really interesting. So I haven't figured out exactly the complete weights in all of these things, and I'm not going to be able to find one. Actually, I can just go ahead and filter for stats and like go crit rate, crit damage. And this should give me an idea. Let's see if we can find one with the substat. So you can see here, we're getting 0.1% crit rate. So for some reason, they've weighted the crit subs really low. This is a UR piece and we got 0.66. So I'm not too sure exactly what's going on there. It feels like the crit rates are getting shafted a bit, but for raw stats, you are getting incredible value over here in these. Now, how are we going to get these? As I mentioned, over in the Hall of Illusions, level 80, level 90, level 100, I believe 100 as well. I haven't nowhere near that. But those are the stages you're going to get it. So if we jump over here to 90 again, you're going to go ahead and get another guaranteed one. Obviously, I'm not there yet. I'll update you guys once I get there, but level 80 is the first one where you're going to get one of those guaranteed chests to get yourself an LR piece. Now, if we go beyond that, another place where you can get it is over in... If we go to our limited challenges and we jump over into the world boss, we can see here that when we go to the rewards, the raid reward, when you defeat it, you do get one of these chests. Now, it's not normally, I have not got an LR from this yet, but I've only got UR, but you do have a chance at getting the LRs from this as well in these accessory boxes. Now, the other main way you're going to get them is through crafting. Now, to craft them over here, we're going to go over to Vanessa and we're going to go to design accessory. And the way you're going to have to do it, you want to go into this one because you don't want to be, I mean, maybe you do want to burn it on this to try and select which ones you want. Just remember, if you're doing this, it is going to cost you a shared mage piece to do that. And I just don't think for free to play is worth it. I'm just crafting full set because most of the time you're going to be getting UR anyway. If I could guarantee an LR or something, then maybe. But if we take a look at it, you've got to feed a ton of, and I'm not going to actually feed this. I've already crafted a bunch of these and got URs for all of them. But if we go over here, you can see we've got a 5% chance at getting an LR. Now down here, we can get these stones and we'll go through how to get these stones in a minute. But if you do this, you can see I'm at 200 out of 400 points and I got 2.5 5% increase. Basically, if you get 4 more of each of these stones, essentially, you will then go up to a 10% chance to get an LR piece of gear. So you got to feed 10 LR pieces of gear, and you've basically, once you got max stones, you've got a 10% chance at getting an LR accessory. These things are super hard to get, but that is like the other way that you can get them, unless you get lucky in RNG from the world boss chest that drops. And those are the main ways we're going to get it. And just in editing, I realized I didn't go through how to actually get the stones. So as you raise your reputation in the different worlds, you will be able to buy them from the shops. Now, this world 5, you unlock it at level 1, so that's a really nice one to get it really quickly, where you can start getting these lesser shards. If you go up here and we go further, we see to get the bigger shards, we are going to have to get it to reputation level 3. And basically everywhere else you unlock both. I'm pretty sure it's everywhere else you unlock both of them at level 3. So you can see here, I'm pretty much at level 2 on this one. I'm sitting at 100% somehow. And I've got to go through and buy all those food materials. But you can see down here, we unlock this one at level 3 and this one at level 3. So that's going to be where you can get them. And the other place that you can go ahead and pick them up is over in the shop in the World Boss Exchange. Weekly, we can buy 4 of each from here as well. And that is where you're going to get those stones. Now, there is one other way that we can look at over here, which is also in the limited challenges. I have not even got a UR from one of these yet, but when we do get this accessory stage, obviously you want to farm the highest level, or not farm because you can only do it once, but it's there for a few days when it's up. You can go here and you can try and get yourself an LR accessory, but I, once again, yet to get one over there as well. So those are the main ways we are going to get them. But like I said, I wanted to jump in and quickly talk about Hall of Illusions level 80, where I think this is going to be where most people get their first one from. Now, if we go over here, you can see, okay, it's got the same team. This is the team I used to do it. Now, I'll go through a bit of the strategy. I have seen people, before Julius came out, they were using Radies in this spot. I've seen some people without Mimosa using the Season 2 Charmy in this as well. And those are the main units that I have seen used from players across the board. Mimosa is really nice for that clutch revive in case something gets nuked, but you can avoid the need for the revive if you play it well. In my clear, I did need the revive when the Raya was about 20%, which allowed me to revive my Mars, which allowed me to tank out the rest of the game. So that was clutch for me in that situation. But once again, there are different strategies you can go to. Now, for this as well, you want to build things tanky. So if you look at my Mimosa here, she is on full defense. Her healing is not the most important thing. It's her surviving is what's really important for me in this one. This is also for my PvP build, but she is on full defense. That managed to work for me, and the healing was still enough. Now, obviously, Noelle is super important for this because she does bring the shielding. Your only other option for shielding is going to be the Radies, and the reason shielding is so important is if we go back here and we look at the buffs on the stage, we can see that when an enemy attacks a target without barrier, there is a 35% chance to inflict stun status ailment on them for 1 turn. So basically the way the enemy Raya, when you get to Raya, is going to work is that he's going to use at the very start of battle, he's probably going to move before any of your units. He's going to use his AoE. This is where the RNG starts to kick in. You got to hope he doesn't stun you on that one. But then he's going to alternate between, so he'll use his basic attack AoE, then he'll use his skill or his ultimate, then he'll use the AoE again, then he'll use single target, then he'll use AoE. And he sort of just alternates the whole time. And you really want to have those barriers up for when he uses his AoE so that you don't get stunned. And that's where, your Noelle becomes a super important piece to the puzzle. So that is the other thing you want to look to. You obviously want to have shields. Julius and Mars are in here as stunners to try and lock out the Raya as much as possible with stuns to get him down. Now, I've got my Mars paired with my Noelle so that we can get the Noelle AoE when we do the combo attack so that we can also kill the 2 adds, which are 2 of the armor guys when we go into it. So what I'll do is I'll jump back into here and I'll show you guys the basic gist of the run. Keep in mind, when I did this, it took me about probably 30 times to get the RNG that I needed because it is literally just an RNG slogfest, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, my basic strategy here has always been to put the shield on Mars. He's going to get attacked the most. That way we get a little bit of reflected damage. I go ahead and use my AoE here. Now, keep in mind, all the enemies are immune to debuffs, so you can't slow them. You can't reduce their gauge, all that stuff. As I say, Mars is the one that always gets attacked. We get two avoidances of him, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and taunt this guy here. Now, we want to have all our cooldowns ready for when we jump into the Raya section of this. So we're going to go over here and we're going to just tap this. Cool beans. Now we're going to go this. Now they'll attack. We still got a little bit of shielding left. The middle one's going to use a heal, which is completely fine for us. You can see we got those extra shielding happening on the Mars. So he was fine. Unfortunately, we lose the Julius there. This is normally going to be a reset. I like having Julius as revive. Actually, I don't even know if that resets when we get into the next wave. So, you know, we'll figure it out. But essentially, that's where we're at. We're going to go here. And once again, we wanted to save our cooldowns. So we're hoping, dude, that was a bad result. We really needed him to attack the Mars there, which normally happens. But we are going to get the heal here, and we should be pretty good. And yeah, we're looking pretty decent in this. Now, because I've got a bit of defense on my Noel as well, and a good... accessory on my Julius, we did manage to have him live that first hit. Now, normally if Raya uses that a second attack, it's normally going to go onto Mars. And like I said, this just becomes a complete RNG fest altogether. And my screen is a bit bugged, so I just realized that. Let's just bounce out and I'll correct that for a sec. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I missed that at the start of the video. Okay, so now here we are. He's just used a single target attack, meaning his next attack is going to be an AoE. So we kind of want to shield ourselves up. So I'm going to put it on Noel so that we can get those revenges when it procs. Now, for that reason as well, I'm just going to taunt one of these guys, hoping they leave my Mimosa alone, essentially. And the reason I'm not using my stun in this situation is because Raya's going to use his AoE, and I want to be able to soak that up with my shields. You can see I soaked up most of that damage, and that is what I was aiming to do. So now we're going to go ahead and nuke here. So here we go. And we're kind of just essentially boned at this point because our Mimosa's too slow. She's going to get taunted or stunned here. Probably, let's see, stunned, and now we're screwed. So essentially this run is completely dead, and this is what happens. It just becomes a complete RNG fest on who gets stunned off his first attack, how many times you can stun him with your Mars and your Julius, and getting your shields up on the Noel. It's literally a disgusting stage, but that is the way you do it. If you're getting into it and you notice your units are dying instantly on his first AoE, that is when you're probably not at the stage of being able to do it, or you need to shift maybe a couple defense pieces onto your units. So if we bounce over here and we take a look at what I've actually got over here, we'll see, oops, sorry, moving that around. You'll see if we bounce over to my units, where are they? Sorry, my blue stacks is just playing up at the moment. But if we go over here to my Noel gear, you can see I even slapped a defense piece on her for this one, just to help her live that first hit, to make it more reliable as the runs went. And that's what you're looking at doing. Essentially, the dude is a prick of a fight, but that is the strategy. You want shields, you want stuns, you want heals, and you want to try and live it out, and you're just going to RNG through that fight. As you do it more, you will feel it out. You'll feel when he's going to use an AoE, so you want the shields up, and you'll get all that stuff. But that is the basic gist of it. Like I said, for that one, the different teams I've seen would look something like this. Let's just put them in. Let's go click. Yes. Okay, so let's put in the teams that I've sort of seen. So I've seen people using the... Where is she? Charmy in this spot like this. I've seen people using, and this is what people were using before Julius came out. People were clearing with things like this, and where is he? And that. I was seeing a bunch of those type clears as well. Besides that, that's pretty much the main things we are looking at. Like I said, Noel is super clutch in this one. That shielding is super important, and that's what we're looking at. If you want some tech ideas, I don't recommend building them, but when I was looking to like free-to-play units, I thought this guy would be decent just because he does have extra stuns. So he got a stun on ultimate, only 40% chance, and a stun on skill with a 50% chance. I thought that could give you some extra, you know, throughput on the stun capacity on the enemy. But really, these are the kind of things you want to be looking at. If you did use any other teams to clear this, please leave it in the comments just to help people out. But yeah, those are the main ways I've been seeing people able to clear it so far. So now with all that out of the way, you know, these accessories are huge, and I'm really hoping that when I pop this thing, if we go to my one here, I'm hoping, let's take a look. If I get a tank one, I want it to be one of the defense pieces, either defense necklace or defense earrings. That's what I'm really hoping for. If it's debuffer, same thing. I kind of want the defense pieces. Supporter, same thing. Defense pieces. Healer, I mean, same thing pretty much. Defense pieces is what I'm really looking at. The crits just don't really offer much to me. The defense pieces are just so huge on these things. As for attacker, honestly, I'll take defense, I'll take crit rate, I'll take crit damage. Just don't give me the crit resistance and I'm pretty good. And that's pretty much what I'm looking at. But knowing me, I'm probably going to get like a tank crit damage piece. It would be my guess just based on my odds, but let's go ahead and pop this one and see what we get. Use it, confirm. That was a healer crit piece. Oh, fuck. Dude, I hate that. Dude, this should so badly be a selector. That just hurts me so much. That is brutal. That is brutal. Okay, it's a crit rate ring for a healer. Dude. Oh, that hurts. It does give me a bit of extra power though. Oh, dude, that is not what I was looking for. Only attacker I want. Like, attacker, I would have been happy with that. An attacker, that would have been sick on. But on this, you know, let's just see if we can get a substat on it. But, you know, we're probably going to get 2 failed attempts, and then we won't be able to get it. Can we get it? Okay, we got it straight up there. Let's see what we get for a substat. Damage resistance plus 12. Honestly, that is a terrible piece. I'm really sad with that. Dude, if that was an attacker... We need more damage-based healers. Maybe I put it on the SR Charmy, so we just use the basic attack she can crit. Dude, I don't know. That's where we're at. That's, you know, that's my first LR. Just the old hard shaft. Anyway, guys. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. I just wanted a defense piece to get all that juicy power that it offers. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. And thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.